If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please remember to hit that like button. It really does help me out a lot. And of course, subscribe for more FIFA 22 content, Road to Glory, play reviews, you name it, we've got it. If you do need any coins, head over to u7buystore.com. Use the code TVM at checkout for a discount. The link is in the description. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Road to Glory. We are going to kick things off with some 78 plus packs that I did last night because that's what I want to do. To be fair, I have to show you one of them because he has a bearing on the team that I used to go into qualifying with. So the first one I got was Trap. These are in order. I think I've left out maybe one or two of them. Next was Harry Kane, which I thought was very good. Shame it's not a player we can use. Unlike this guy, Kimpembe does link to Mendy, has a link to Pogba. I was kind of thinking, what can I do with that? Next one, not as great, an 83 still, Henrik Mkhitaryan. And finally, a duplicate Jamie Vardy. So I've discarded that for now. That's the team I built. I bought it and I've played with it 3 times. Well, I played with it 3 times before I went into qualifying. Thought process was Ben Yedder's a player that I love in this game. I think he's very, very good. He feels a lot faster than he looks. So I thought I'd always like to get him in there. Didn't really see how I could do that. Kimpembe really helped the situation. Dembele up front on 7 chem, soon to be 8 when he gets his loyalty. And then of course Griezmann, how that works in a 4-2-3-1, basically Griezmann goes cam, Werner would be probably left, Dembele right, and then we'd probably go with Ben Yedder. Actually, yeah, Ben Yedder would be the striker and then Griezmann would be the cam. The reason I don't know my own team is because I actually switched. I built this planning to play a 4-2-3-1, ended up switching into a 4-3-2-1 very early on in qualifying because I wasn't creating enough chances with the 4-2-3-1. So Griezmann actually plays centre mid for me right now, which is a little bit unorthodox, but I tell you what, it actually works because I don't have him on stay back and I have him get in the box for the cross, so he does always end up on the edge of the area. He's kind of like a late arriving cam, kind of like Freddie Ljungberg used to be for Arsenal back in the day. I know he was a winger, but he was just arrive late in the penalty area. That's what Griezmann does for me, and it does create a lot of chances and he gets me a lot of goals. So anyway, what you're about to see is qualifying. I might as well get it out of the way now. I'm not going to show you all the games. I have finished my 9... Why 9 games? Why 9? I finished all 9 games, and we have not qualified again because I am, for lack of a better word, shit. So I apologise. You will not be seeing Foot Champs rewards from me, and you will not be seeing Foot Champs gameplay from me this week again. Is it the game's fault? Did I have really hard opponents? Do I need a better team? No, I just didn't play very well, and I bottle things, like I said last week, worse than Spurs when it comes to this sort of thing. This year, this is champs, right? Forget what comes after qualifying. That is, from what I've read on Twitter earlier, someone said, this is the new champs. When you actually qualify, that is essentially a victory lap, because it does not matter one iota where you finish, how many games you win or lose. When you qualify, or after you qualify, you are going to be rewarded quite nicely. When it comes to qualifying, if you don't make it, you are screwed. And if you do make it, you're laughing. So this is the new champs. Champs is no longer 30 games. It is now 9 at most. If you can get 5 from 5, that's your weekend, in my opinion, or your week essentially, done. Because you can just quit out of the other 20 and still get some decent rewards. So the frustrating thing for me right now, I'm not necessarily playing terribly. I'm just making bad decisions. That's what's costing me more than anything. There was one game. You're not going to see it in today's video. You'll probably see it in tomorrow's video because I can't exactly make... I used to be able to. Can't make a rewards video like I did anymore. Road to Glory has to be padded out with a little bit of something else when it comes to rewards on a Thursday, because there simply aren't enough rewards to show you because they've obviously nerfed them. That was a nice goal. I say nerf them, they've reduced the amount of rewards we get, so I can't just make them stretch. It would be the same with... Actually, no, Champs rewards are different. Champs rewards would be really good if I could actually get there. But tomorrow you'll see the rest of my games, and you'll see the packs that I managed to get for winning however many games I won. I was 1 win away. I finished 4-5 as opposed to 5-4. I had an absolutely dreadful start. I lost 3 on the bounce, and I thought, well, that's the end of it. That, I mean, when Mbabu is scoring that kind of goal against you, you kind of know that it's just not going to be your day. I managed to claw one back because he was passing it around his back for 20 minutes. That was karma. I deserved that. The only problem was the universe didn't agree, and Muriel popped up with a goal, and that was essentially all she wrote, and we lost yet another game. To be fair, that was a very close one. I did feel like I was the better player, but I didn't win, so therefore I wasn't the better player. Papa FIFA says you are crippling yourself with Dudek. Well, I'm not really that bothered, to be fair. Like, yeah, I would like to use different sort of defensive partnerships with some of the players I've picked up. Obviously, we have Kimpembe. Look at this for a goal. Magic. Why can't I do that every game? Militao, Alaba, a few other defenders here or there wouldn't mind trying out, but I need Premier League defenders because of Dudek. Am I bothered? Not really. Because it's a goalkeeper, I can get away with it. I'm not too arsed about my defence, in all fairness. Maybe that's why I don't win games. I don't know. But I would much rather focus on the midfield and my attack. If I had to do what I did last year, for example, with Diogo Jota, it would be a struggle. Although I feel like Diogo Jota this year wouldn't actually be that bad a card. But last year it was a struggle because my team far outweighed his quality straight away. Dudek isn't a bad player. In fact, he's probably one of the best in terms of rating. In fact, he's the second best in terms of rating, only second to Pogba and De Jong, who are both 87. So I'm not bothered because he's a good player, and he still will be a good player in 3-4 months' time. I don't need to worry too much about the goalkeeper. All I need is one Premier League defender. It doesn't actually have to be a full Premier League defence or anything. I can get away with using Rudiger and then building a Bundesliga team around it if I really needed to. It's not the end of the world. It's not crippling me. I'm happy. I do not mind it. Rubishan says, I rarely consider the word fun with FIFA anymore, but do you think it would be one day fun to do a club series? Well, the reason I picked that comment to speak of, he does go on to say that he enjoys the Road to Glory, and despite the lackluster content from EA this year, I've made it work really well. I don't think the content's been that bad. That's a twofold reason to pick that comment. I cannot believe I've been speaking for 7 minutes already. So I don't mind the content this year. 13 days into the game cycle, essentially. I know we've had the game a lot longer than that because of early access and all the rest of it, but it is only officially 13 days in. We've had a full promo. We've had several ones to watch SBCs. We've got a Ronaldo that you can go and get. We've got several Player of the Months. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, well, the Ronaldo costs far too much money. And yeah, it might do, but he's still there if you want to do it, as well as all the other Player of the Months. We've had an objective player, or do we have 2 objective players, or just the... No, we had 2, because I did Clive it as well. Yeah, it was a shame we didn't have a 3rd, but to be honest, I'm not that bothered about the content. I think it's been alright. It hasn't been bad. So, there's that. And the market's a bit weird right now. But the other reason I picked that comment was because he said, I rarely consider the word fun with FIFA anymore. I have played about 18 games of FIFA today. No word of a lie. Because after I finished the whole 9 games in one sitting, I then carry on playing in Rivals. Because I actually, bar the stress, I actually enjoyed playing Foot Champs. The only reason, obviously, I didn't properly enjoy it is because I didn't qualify and I didn't get the wins and stuff. The gameplay in Champs seems to be a lot slower. I don't know why. Like, I press X and then about an hour later they decide to play the pass. In Rivals, it seems to be a lot snappier. But I went and played Rivals, and I'm now 2 wins off the 100k pack. And I think I'm a win away from another milestone or another checkpoint or whatever it may be. I've done the 90 game milestone for the month. But yeah, I've played a lot of games today, and I actually do enjoy the gameplay, which is really, really frustrating because I'm just not very good at it, and that's the most annoying thing ever when you like something a lot, but you are terrible at it. So you want to keep doing it or keep playing it, but what's the point because you're trash? That's my issue right now. I'm not very good. I can't find a way to get better, but I want to keep playing it because I'm actually enjoying it. I suppose at the end of the day, does it really matter if you're... As long as you're enjoying it, even if you're losing every game, does it really matter? No face cam today because I'm in a bad mood because I didn't qualify. Believe it or not, I do actually want to qualify. I have tried my best to qualify. You'll see in tomorrow's video, I had 1 game left to qualify, having clawed it back. I went 4-1 to get into a chance of qualifying, and I came up against a guy who just, and it was the only game of the 9. He just had everything that just ran his way. It was just one of those, you know, no one's fault, not his fault, not my fault, not the game's fault. Just one of those things where, sod's law, it all just goes his way. Of course it does. If I wait 2 minutes and then press pause again to search for a game, would I have found someone who would have given me the win? Would I have found a better opponent, or an easier opponent rather? Who knows? It's just one of those things. I'll go again next week. I don't know if I'm going to have it in me to try and get the points together to qualify again tomorrow. I'll see. Maybe I will. I'm not too far away, to be honest, from 1,500 points again, because I've played a lot. With my rewards tomorrow, theoretically, I should have enough to go straight back in and try and qualify. I don't know whether I've got it in me to do it. We'll see. This is the team of the week. I've been talking for far too long. It's been on the screen. Wow. He looks pacey. That looks like a good card. Oh, hello. Right. High attacking work rate, not ideal, but he does have a high defensive. And then not very good defensive awareness. If you do use him, beware of that. But his speed is pretty nice. I had a look at him, actually. What was I was going to do? Things kind of got on top of me. I was going to do like pre-squad builders for FIFA 22, and I didn't get around to doing it, obviously. But I think he was one of the players I looked at that could have been a good starter player. You know, his base card looked decent. I don't know what position he played in. Is he normally a centre-back? I'm not really sure. Classic Elyounoussi, in form for Southampton. Gets one every year from international duty. There he is again. Tap sober, but not as you know him. I think it's a different Tap sober. Valencia, now a Fenerbahce. Looks like he could be a decent super sub for week 1 teams. And there we are. This is the boosted player. Bastoni, still only 70 pace. Unfortunately, only 67 acceleration. Looks very good in terms of defensive stats. Can pass the ball as well. 6'3" high defensive work rate. He could be one to maybe use. The ones that really interest me then, Memphis Depay actually really does interest me, because he could play in the team ahead of Griezmann. It was between him and Griezmann, and I went for Griezmann because he's left-footed, and I've got nearly all of my team actually are all right-footed players. Apart from Dembele, who's got a 5-star weak foot, obviously Griezmann has a natural left foot, so I kind of went with him instead of Depay. But now that we have this in form, there is an option to potentially go for Depay. Depends how expensive he is. I've got about 80k left with the sort of ones to watch investment on top of that, so I could discard them. I have a lot of Cavani and Maguire investment for whenever they decide to go up. They will go up, it's just a case of waiting, which is really annoying. I invested in the wrong player. Always investing in forms and promo cards, never invest in gold cards. Stupid idea, but that looks like a decent card. I don't know the like how boosted it is, because I mean, off the top of my head it just looks the same, but he is boosted, let's be honest. It just doesn't look like it's going to be a crazy amount. They left out Sancho, and they left out there's a couple of other players as well. There's a central Mane, which would be very expensive. Oyarzabal, who I used week 1, was very good. I think Lozano could be good for off the bench as well. These players, yeah, big-ish price range, but he's down already, sub 100k Lozano. I think that could be a decent 50k player or so at some point. Rafinha is an interesting one, because he's going to be expensive just because he's Premier League. But I said the other day, I want to replace my Rafinha because I'm just not feeling it. But he was actually very good, and I think that in form could be just that little bit more. 4-star, high defensive work rate, which is annoying, but there we are. Would be really good if 1 year they decide, you know, we're going to do things a little bit different. What we're going to do is, if a player, so for example, Romero, let's just say he played for Argentina and he scored a hat-trick, we're going to boost his shooting up to 75. Yeah, we'll give him a little physical, defensive, dribbling, passing, pace boost, sure, but mainly his shooting will go up because he scored a hat-trick. Then 3 weeks later, he plays well for Spurs, doesn't score a goal, keeps a clean sheet, maybe clears a ball off the line or something. Then give him an 87 rated card, because obviously he's going to be an 87 if he gets another 2 informs. But this time, drop his shooting back down again because he didn't do it for scoring a goal. Bump his defending up massively, and then give his physical a couple of points, dribbling, passing, pace, etc. So you're making the card better each time, but you are massively boosting the stat that they have the inform for. So for example, Muller got a hat-trick of assists. Give him 90 passing on this card. Next time, if he's got a hat-trick of goals, knock his passing down, whack his shooting up, make him an 89 rated, and then all of a sudden you have a reason to go back to the 88 if you want better passing, or you have a reason to go to the 89 if you want better shooting. EA have got so many options at their fingertips, and they just don't use them. They sort of dabble. They don't really dive into these things. Good team of the week if you're in champs, so well done if you managed to qualify. I will consider going back into rivals to get the remaining points. I think I need like one win, and then my rewards tomorrow give me 400 points, I think, and that is enough then to go back into qualifying. I might do it. I don't know. We'll see. If not, then we'll just wait till next week. I mean, realistically, Depay, Mane would probably find his way into my team instead of Timo Werner somehow. Don't know how that would work for Kem, but I would try and make it work for Kem. That's probably about it, actually. I don't think any of those other players would make the starting 11 for me. Good super subs in there. But I was going to wait for like a really good team of the week with like a really good player that like Ronaldo, for example, or something like that would really entice me in. But I don't know, we'll see. If you have qualified for Weekend League, good luck, and let me know in the comments if you have. If you haven't, I would love to hear from you. What's your thought process right now about this FIFA? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you in the same camp as me, where you actually really enjoy the gameplay, but you just don't seem to be very good at it? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Join me tomorrow for the rest of the gameplay and hopefully a 100k pack. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.